Hello, collective. This is Tan for Artemis Oracle. Well, this is going to be for the water sign collective. I want to try something different. Instead of it being for all signs, meaning like it's a general reading, and Pisces signs. So it could be any strong placements that you have in your chart. Like for me, I have 4 Scorpio placements. So I have a Scorpio stellium in one of my houses. So feel free to cross watch if you're not a Scorpio, Cancer, or a Pisces. So this reading is meant for those signs, but some of the messages may resonate with you. So I hope you're all having a great day and you're staying safe. Hey Phil, how are you? Let's see what comes out for the Scorpios and the Pisces and the Cancers, the Cancerians. So I have 4 Scorpio placements and my rising sign is Cancer. So I'm a very heavy heavy water placements in my chart. So I hope this reading resonates with you in some way. I'm good, thank you. Okay, so I want to see what I have the answer oracle here. So like what general messages do you need to know at this time? What general messages does the water signs need to know at this time? What general messages does the water signs need to know at this time? Okay. Okay, we got a card flipping over, worth. Efforts will be rewarded within reach. Success lies in hand. I really like this because that's indicating that whatever work you're putting towards something that you're passionate about, that you care about, is going to prove worth it. You're going to be seeing results. Success lies in hand. So it's within reach. You're not too far off. Anything else? Look at that card. Book, wisdom, experience, immortality, authority. So this could be like your own wisdom. This is what you're learning. This is what you could do. You could be doing. You could be imparting wisdom. You could be receiving wisdom, gaining wisdom. You're following your North Star. You're following your path, your life path. Follow instructions, instigation, faith. I think some of you already know where you're headed, like what you're meant for. And that's what you're following. You know, you may be gaining more knowledge, more experience with time, and it could be actual experience with school, training, whatever it is, or it could be just you're using your own wisdom, imparting your own wisdom. I feel like you're following your North Star, you're following your path, what you're meant for. But then it's like whatever you're doing, and the reason why success lies in hand is because you're following your intuition. You're following what you were meant to do. You know, what you were created for. I don't know why the hell I kept shuffling, so I'm not even gonna deal with that one. Okay, so worth. Efforts will be rewarded. You know, whatever you're putting your efforts towards is gonna prove fruitful. You're gonna be starting to see results. You're gonna see things grow. You're gonna start to see where you've planted seeds and where they're starting to grow. You know, you're gonna see what works, what doesn't work. This is kind of reminding me of the 7 of Pentacles, when someone's reflecting on everything that they've done, where they've invested, and they're seeing the results of that. I love that. I love that, especially for you, Phil. So whatever you're doing, keep doing it because you're following your path. Everything you've experienced is leading you to your purpose, has led you to your purpose. This isn't only for Phil. This is for whoever else who has any heavy water sign placements. You know, remember, just so everybody knows, if you know anything about astrology, we have the 12 houses, and you have water in your chart. It's just a matter of where is it strong? What placements do you have? So it's important for you to do a birth chart to see where you have any planetary placements. If you any planets and what houses are ruled by water. Things like that. A water placement is Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. So any of the houses that is ruled by a water sign, which is the 4th house, the 8th house, and the 12th house. So those are important placements to look at if you're not sure. So you have to do a birth chart, which would require you to put in your birthday, where you were born in the world. If you want to know your rising sign, you will have to put in the time. Then that will give you your exact rising sign. But you could do a birth chart. You could approximate your rising sign if you don't know your exact birth time. But that's how you'll know. Okay? All right, so I want to know what this worth is about. I really like this. This is so good because it's like whatever you're putting your efforts towards, it's like you're following your heart. You're following your inner guidance, your higher self, your intuition. And it's like all the experiences from school, from life, from friendships, relationships, everything is like culminating into success for you. And you're going to be seeing results because of it. The jealousy card, I kept shuffling. There may be some people who may be jealous. But the thing is, if you're jealous, that means you're in your low vibrational energy, and that means you're not doing your work, and you're not following your path, and you're not listening to your higher self. So if there's anybody jealous, they need to do some work. Don't let them do you. That's a them problem. That's not a you problem. Okay, so let's go. I want to clarify the worth card. Let's find out worth. Efforts will be rewarded within reach. Success lies in hand. Some of you could also be feeling really good about yourself, feeling like really proud of yourself for whatever efforts you've been doing, putting towards what you want. You got the High Priestess. Wasn't I talking about following your intuition, following your inner guidance? Some of you, you're following your, you know what you're doing. You know. You're being divinely guided. You're by your higher self. You're connected to yourself, connected to your purpose. But that's Pisces. So that's a Piscean energy too, and Cancerian, because the High Priestess is connected to the moon, and moon is ruled by Cancer, or Cancer rules Cancer. So I get it mixed up. Yeah, you're seeing the truth. You know the truth. You feel the truth. It's not hidden. You found the truth within you. You know. Worth. Wheel of Fortune. I'm loving this. You're following what you know, what you were meant for. Everything you've been working towards, it has not gone to waste. If some of you feel like giving up, don't, because you just have to keep pushing forward. Something has called for you to keep working on something, keep investing in something. And you're following that truth. You're seeing the clarity. You're seeing clearly. You're seeing things clearly. And you're seeing that eventually, you had to be patient with yourself. You had to trust the process too. But it's like, success does take time, but it requires patience and perseverance. And for those of you who have done that, who have put in the work and didn't quit, didn't stop moving forward, you're going to see. You've got the Wheel of Fortune. You're already sensing this because you're already seeing it. You already envisioned this for yourself. Some of you may have been having prophetic dreams about what you were supposed to do, what you're meant for, whatever, you've been divinely guided towards. Look, this is about curiosity. You've been following your passions. You've been learning everything it is for you to learn about what it is you care about. This is where you gain your wisdom, your experience, your mentality. Some of you have probably even entered into something that was completely new and foreign to you, but it required you to have a very open mind, to be curious, to explore, even take chances too, take a risk. Tell me more about book with the Page of Wands. Temperance energy. Yeah, you had to be very patient. In order to learn something, you have to take the time to gather all the information, all the data, right? And then you have to start to understand it, comprehend it, apply it in practice, even apply it in theory, apply theory to practice. And especially if this is something new to you, you probably started something that was very different from you. Probably something that had to be brand new. because with the Page of Wands, it's indicating that it was something that you had to build, you have to build on. Wisdom is something that you build on. And this could be tied to things that you've learned and experienced as early as your childhood, you know, that's culminating into you, like creating this, like this recipe of success for yourself, for whatever it is. This is general, I know, but if you know, you know. I mean, I could go into another deck to find out to clarify what some of you may be doing. But I feel like some of you, it may be spiritual work. Something had an end. There was some sort of ending that you experienced, but it was one that created this new opportunity for you to take your experience and then try to transmute it into purpose. Like you transmute your pain into purpose, your pain into passion, something like that. But it had to be something that was very painful to you. It may have been some sort of betrayal, a devastating ending in some way. I mean, there could have been, it could have been involving friendships, relationships, infidelity and unfaithfulness. It could have been even addictions too, personal addictions that you had to overcome. But they not only you overcame it, but you learned from the experience, and now you're able to help other people in that same place. You know, I don't know what the addiction could have been. It could have been with alcohol. It could have been with substances. Alcohol is one of them. It could be gambling, sex. Okay. Well, let's see for the water signs. It says follow instructions, instigation, faith. What is this regarding the follow? I saw the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords is someone who blocks everything out, but they go within because they're trying to discern fact from fiction. What is reality and what is fake? What is untrue, you know? What is true to you? What isn't? It's like you're sifting through your experiences. You know, you're sifting through your mind, and you're starting to do some sort of declutter, cut out stuff that no longer serves you. You could have had some sort of a period where you were alone. You may have been isolated, and it gave you time. It could have been a dark night of the soul. We know the hermit journey, you know, when you're on your own, but it's what allows you to gain wisdom, enlightenment, understanding, see things from a different perspective. And I think it's through that, this is where you figured out what your path is. Hey, Babysita! Yay! You already know what you should be going towards, what actions you should be taking. You know, you see things clearly. I can see clearly now. The rain's gone. That's so tough to pay my mind. You see, and then you're taking action. You're waiting for those cues that are letting you know which path to take. If you should turn left or right. Is this an opportunity to accept, reject? You know, should you do this or should you do that? Should you go traditional or untraditional? But it's all tied to your intuition. And you see a lot of the stuff. The High Priestess came out. That's Pisces energy, right? Some of you may have Sagittarius in your chart, you know. You could be a water sign and have other signs in your chart, you know. Like me, I know I have Sagittarius in 2 placements. I don't remember where though, for some reason. I don't remember where they are. They're probably more in the world planets, not my personal planets. But yeah, and then we have Pisces here again. So Pisces is heavily showing up, and Pisces is ruled by Neptune. Neptune is where your psychic abilities, that's the 12th house. Psychic abilities, intuition, spirituality, imagination, creativity, involved with your imagination. You see all of these. This is the whole point I wanted to show you. Look at them. Everything is their head. She had connected to her intuition, the moon, to a higher source. You taking your earthly experiences, your earthly wisdom, and applying that to your spiritual wisdom. Same thing with also look at how you look at things, your perspective. Everything is with the head. You see, he has a halo. He has this going on. This angel has this thing going around the head. And she has this on the head. So this is all I think it's about your spiritual gifts. Some of you, you're tapping into your spiritual gifts. And that's what's allowing you, that's why you've been working on. If this is a personal, like you've been working on yourself, it's paying off. If it's something that where you're helping other people, it's paying off. You know, you're doing what you love. And it's, for some of you, you may be feeling overwhelmed, like emotionally, because it makes you feel so good and proud. And, you know, you feel like you're proud of yourself, but then it's like, it's just like emotionally overwhelming, you know, to see, maybe some of you never thought you would reach this point. And then you're here, you're finally at this point where you're seeing that you're so close to your dream. You're so close to achieving something, and it's making you emotional. I remember, I'm going to say this, just so, I remember when I graduated college 3 times. Okay. I have my master's degree, you know, my associate's, bachelor's, and my master's, right? When I graduated from earning my associate's degree, I never thought that was going to happen. I cried, you know, I cried because the part of me that didn't think it was going to happen died that day when I found out that it was going to happen. So it's like some of you, it's like that overwhelming feeling that you're maybe experiencing is because also it's like you're reaching this point, like, wow, I reached this point. I am no longer that person that doesn't believe in myself. I'm the person that believes in myself, you know? And I'm gonna tell you, all my graduations, I got like that. I cried because I was like, I never thought it was possible. Like, and then it's like when you're going through and you're achieving all these goals, it's like, oh my God, I'm here. It's like that overwhelming, but it's like a happy cry, a proud cry. But in a way, it's a bit bittersweet because that part of yourself that didn't believe you could do it was ended, you know, because you proved that part of you wrong, you know. So that could be it too. I just saw the Magician, manifestation. And what I keep talking about, the head, it's all in your head. Everything, all the limitations, even the fact that we could believe in ourselves is in our head. The fact that we don't believe in ourselves is in our head. So it's like, what are you putting in your head? What are you feeding yourself? What are you feeding your mind? What are you feeding your heart? You know? But I feel like some of you, you're overcoming that. Like, I love that. I feel like that's the best example I could think of, like me graduating college the first time. Because I was like, I can't believe I did it. It was such a long process. And so is healing, and so is pursuing a passion that you want to make that's good for you, but in turn is going to be good for others. Because when you're in this energy, when you're overflowing with lots of love and compassion and care, that trickles down to other people. It's like you're pouring your cup into, you're able to pour into other cups, you know? If you think about this, the earth is the earthly realm, right? And then the water represents the spiritual realm, the etheric realm. And then it's like you're tapping into that, and then you're pouring it into reality. You know, you're making it reality. You're sharing that wisdom with other people. You're helping yourself in the process, you know? Anything else? Yeah, you're going to be celebrating. You know, you don't have to celebrate with drinks, you know, but it's just something that you're going to be really proud of once you reach this success, whatever it's towards. It's something that you really care about. There's so many of you here. You know, I don't know what you're working towards, but it's like, you know, if you're working towards something and you've been doing it for a significant amount of time, your efforts are well worth it. You've been putting in the work, and you're going to be reaping the rewards. They say you reap what you sow. If you've been reaping good, you're going to receive good, because you have the wheel of fortune showing up. You know, you learn how to trust your intuition, trust yourself, see things clearly, look at things from a different perspective. Cut out any disillusionment that you may have been experiencing that could have been blockages, you know, probably because you kept learning and learning, maybe evaluating, reevaluating, building on your knowledge, building on your wisdom, looking at things from a different perspective, changing, having a shift in mindset, but also in belief systems, not only about yourself, but about the world around you. And it's like gonna bring this new beginning, this new passionate beginning where you're gonna be like, wow, I finished that. What's next? But now where you're like, oh my God, what am I gonna do with myself? It's like, no, you're gonna have a renewed sense of passion, a renewed sense of purpose that you want to build upon. And that's gonna do you good, and it's also gonna do everyone good, everyone else good. I love this for the water signs. I wasn't sure how this reading was going to turn out. I love the way this came up front. I was going to say us because I am a Scorpio, but this reading isn't for me, just so you know. But I am a Scorpio I have a lot of Scorpio placements. Okay, so let me see if there's anything else. All right, let me see if this is gonna carry over to any love situations. Okay, so I'm going to love for the water sign collective. So this reading is meant for people who have water sign placements: Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Strong placements. If you have a lot of those placements, any placement. It could be any, even within the houses that are ruled by water signs, which is 12th house, 8th house, and the 4th house. Okay. Remember, we all have all the signs in our chart. It's just a matter of what are the strongest placements. I have 4 Scorpio placements within one house. So that I have a Scorpio stellium in that house. But I also have a Cancer rising too. Okay, so with love, what can you tell us with love when it comes to the water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. What can you tell us? What messages do we have for love for the water sign placements? Got 2 cards. Wow. Okay, no. Toxic behavior. Toxic traits and patterns denied for your highest good. Not in this lifetime. So if you or anyone you're dealing with has toxic behaviors, that needs to stop, because you could be doing great in like in other areas of your life, right? But sometimes there's like, when it comes to love, some of that toxicity may be still present. So if that is the case for you, because remember, not all these messages are going to resonate. If that's the case for you, there may be certain toxic behaviors, belief systems, or traits that you have that you need to continue working on, need to continue healing. But it says here, yes, friendship. They want to be friends first and take it slow and build a solid foundation. Okay, and then divine line, love. Oh, it says don't give up. Don't give up. And then divine love. You've signed up to do the journey together. Before you were born, nothing will go wrong. August. So August may be significant to you. If you are dealing with somebody and in a romantic capacity, there could be some sort of blockages within toxic behaviors. You will know what that is. Toxic behaviors doesn't necessarily have to be addictions. It could be mindsets, habits, not being able to control your emotions. I would say that. Because we're water signs. Water signs, we are an emotional bunch, especially when we're in touch with our emotions. Not everybody's in touch with their emotions. There's some unevolved water signs that still need to learn how to emotionally regulate. But I would say this: if that's you or whoever you're dealing with, journaling is the best way. Journaling and not typing. I'm talking about like you have pen and paper and you write. That action alone is cathartic. It's a way of releasing any emotions you may be feeling. And when you're journaling, you don't have to be grammatically correct. You don't have to have perfect spelling, because that's just for you to purge out whatever you're dealing with, whatever you need to work out. That is a good way to help with transmuting whatever you may be experiencing that may be self-sabotage, like toxic behaviors that may be self-sabotaging within your relationship itself. Sometimes when you start writing, you don't realize stuff starts to come out that you didn't even think would come out, but that's what you need. You need an outlet, and journaling is one of the best outlets you can have, for self-expression. Expression is what allows us to release any pain that we may be experiencing. If you look at a lot of the artists, you know, I could think of Van Gogh right now. He had issues. I mean, he did cut off his ear, but he has those were some issues that he needed to resolve. That he didn't resolve, but you know, I actually went to Amsterdam and I went to the museum, his museum. He was an awesome artist. Okay, so toxic behavior. I saw the Two of Pentacles. Let's see. That has to do with juggling, balancing. It doesn't have to necessarily be anything like really like. It's just anything that could be a blockage, you know. So tell me about toxic behavior. Let me check the time. Okay. Tell me about toxic behavior. Okay, we got the Nine of Pentacles, which is independent. Ten of Wands, which is overburdened. And the Six of Wands, success. I don't know if some of you kind of are like workaholics, or you feel like you have to do everything yourself. Water signs? Do you feel like you have to do everything yourself? Because are you hyper independent? Because I'm getting like this, someone who feels like they have to do everything themselves. Do you not let the person that you with carry their weight? But that's a way, when we're like that, it's probably because we're trying to control something. Are you controlling? Are you trying to control something? Because the Nine of Pentacles is someone who is independent, self-sufficient, financially secure, stable, right? But then if you're in the with the Ten of Wands, that's like showing that some of you may be like doing everything yourself, but not letting anybody help you. Or like, could this be in your mind because you don't let anybody help you? And you feel like you're doing everything yourself? You feel like in order for things to be successful in a relationship, you feel like you have to carry the weight of the relationship for it to be successful. The Six of Wands. That's what breeds this type of energy, breeds bitterness. Because if you're someone who feels like you have to carry the weight of the relationship, that means it's imbalanced. That means you're doing more than the other person you're dealing with, or you're not, or it could be you're trying to control the relationship. I'm being real with you. Are some of you trying to control the outcome of a relationship by taking on all the effort, like putting in all the work without giving someone the chance to do it? Or are you dealing with the type of people who don't pull their own weight? Toxic traits and patterns denied for your highest good. Some of you could have been dealing with, this could be your energy, or this could be the type of person you were dealing with. But I feel like this is more so your energy. Because I know how us water signs can get. I'm from my own experience, I am controlling. I can be controlling, you know, and it's because, no, when I was in a relationship, I was very controlling. And it was because I was trying not to get hurt. So me saying that, maybe some of you feel like you have to do everything because you want to make sure that you don't get hurt. But then sometimes when you do that, you create this monster. This person that you love, they become your monster because they see you do everything. They don't feel like they have to do a damn thing. So you're like enabling them not doing anything. But it's like you want to control the outcome of the relationship, but then, and it could be vice versa, okay? Because I'm, you know, I don't know everybody's story, water signs, but it could be that some of you feel like you have to put in the work, that you have to like prove yourself. Like, do you have to prove yourself? Do you feel like you have to prove your worth to someone, like for them to see you, to see that you're worthy, that like they could have success with you in love? Look, new perception at the bottom of the deck. Yes, new perception. They see you in a different light and want to get to know you more. But the thing is, if you are showing up in this energy where you're putting up everything, doing everything, this person ain't gonna want to do that. Because why? It's like, you're going to do everything. Why should they lift a finger if you're going to do everything? You know? Why? Why should they? I'll just pick that up. I don't know why I picked up the deck. I'm supposed to be with tarot, not that deck, and I picked it up. So there needs to be some sort of shift in perception about how a relationship works. In order for a relationship to work, that means two people are pulling the weight. Not one person doing everything with the Ten of Wands, carrying all the burdens, all the responsibilities. So for some of you, that may be something that needs to be worked out within the relationship, or something that needs to be worked out within yourself. Because some of you may be single and not dealing with anybody, and some of you may already be in a relationship. And it's not going well because of that inequality, that imbalance. Okay. Now, let's see. We got friendship card. Okay, I saw the Five of Swords, but let's see. I wasn't ready. So the friendship card. Yes, they want to be friends first and take it slow to build a solid foundation. Okay. So let's see. Tell us about this friendship. I want you to come out. I don't want you to flip over. Tell me about the friendship. Four Cups. So some of you, I don't know, like, if you have like a friendship with somebody where there are feelings, where there may be, you maybe feel like it's unrequited or it's one-sided or anything, it's probably because this person doesn't want to rush things. So you may be like wanting to give your cup, but then you seem like it seems like the person that you may consider a friend may not be interested in it, but it's more so that maybe they're not in a place to receive your cup, or you're not in a place to receive their cup. So there seems to be some sort of detachment going on. Someone may be, like I was mentioning substances. So someone may be someone who has issues with drinking or other substances. So may have vices. I'm not sure what kind of vices, but it could be like the mindset thing. But then there's a depiction of someone who's actually drinking. Someone who may be drinking their sorrows away. That's a form of escapism, So tell me more about the friendship. That could be who your friend is, or could be your friend with benefit. It could be whoever this person is to you, or it could be you. Remember, switch tables as you see fit. A card flipped. Hangman. It could put Pisces. Pisces, they always say this about Pisces, that Pisces tend to be drinkers. I'm not saying it's true, but they say that. That tends to happen. They say in the 12th house, in that area. Pisces rules the 12th house. And if you have an overactive imagination, psychic abilities, that even like some people, they have psychic abilities, they don't realize it, but they think it's mental illness. Okay, I said it out loud, okay? But don't judge me, okay? Some people may have, this is why you need professionals and stuff. But, I have a weird theory, but I feel like people should do what's best for them. If they feel like they need mental health treatment, then get the mental health treatment you need, because people should be able to live good lives. They'll live the life that they want. But sometimes when people they don't know how to handle it, and then drinking or using other substances is what helps them get by. But also someone could have experienced something really painful that still haunts them to this day. Maybe it happened recently, like maybe last year or the year before, not too long ago, and this is the way they cope with it, But yeah, someone is like maybe tied to the past, or like still struggling or bound to the past, because if you see, this is a merman, but he's trapped in a net, like he got caught. It's supposed to be hanged man, but in this case, it looks like he's trapped. So maybe this person, I don't know, do you feel trapped in the friend zone by this person? But they want to be friends first. But you don't want to be in a relationship and be unhealthy, or be with an unhealthy person, that needs to deal with stuff. So maybe friendship is the best thing for now until there's healing. But you know what I love? And there's going to be like the Tower card came out. It's like if this friendship is meant to be something, because I don't know, for some people the friendship can transition into a relationship. If you're already starting to develop romantic feelings, if love has been expressed in that way, but a label hasn't been put on the relationship itself, I'm not trying to give anybody false hope, because I'm talking about you will know your relationship. If you don't see it being anything more, don't delude yourself, into thinking it's gonna be, because some relationships are not meant to last. Some are meant to teach us, and then we move on to new people who are meant to be our partners, right? Now, the thing that's interesting is like the Tower card came out. The Tower card is when something shocking, unexpected happens, when something crumbles. I don't know if some of you, it could be the illusion that crumbles, or it could be this person finally has worked through whatever they needed to work through, and now are at that phase where they're ready to start to rebuild. They're ready to rebuild. But it says the next card is divine love. You signed up to do the journey together. Before you were born, nothing will go wrong. Some of you may be dealing with a King of Swords energy, somebody who has an Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini placement, or just maybe someone who's very smart, intellectual. Could be icy sometimes. Maybe some people don't like them because people think that they're assholes or jerks or whatever. But it could just be somebody who is very intelligent, may have a really good sense of humor, honest, clear with you. They're just honest, an honest person. We have the King of Swords. So this person, the divine love, you signed up to do the journey together. Before you were born, nothing will go wrong. So it's like whoever this friend is, for some of you, this could be a divine love, divine partnership. Three of Pentacles, this is a relationship where you're meant to work together, collaborate, be a team. But it's like be a team with helping deal with toxic traits. I don't know if some of you both know you have toxic traits, and somehow you're helping each other through those things, helping each other through healing or understanding or seeing things from a new perspective. Some relationships are like that when two people are emotionally mature and are able to articulate, communicate about their emotions. I know the King of Swords is not emotional. He's more logical and intellectual, but the thing is he communicates with honesty and clarity, and that's what allows there to be a team dynamic. That's what allows things to work between you two. The King of Pentacles, it could be because this person could be very grounded, stable, and secure, and maybe they're very grounding for us emotionally. So vice versa, this could be your energy too. Regardless, we are water signs, but we do have all this. We can embody all of these. We switch based on the relationships and the circumstances and situationships that we're in. We could switch between being a king and a queen, being the Queen of Wands to the Queen of Cups, to the King of Cups, to the Page of Swords. Like we could be all of those things. That's just the energy, okay? So someone could be like more very intellectual and technical, and one person could be very grounded and stable and reliable. And then we have the 10 of Pentacles, which is like happy family, in the sense of like you're building something that can stand the test of time. With the divine love, this is like perfect. It's like confirming and clarifying that this, whatever relationship this could be, not everybody's in this dynamic, okay? I'm not trying to feed any delusions. You'll know your relationship. You see the trajectory. You see the writing on the wall. If it's a very toxic relationship where there's abuse, there's neglect, there's toxic, like you're treating each other poorly, then that's not the relationship I'm talking about here. It's about people knowing that they have toxic behaviors within them that they see is sabotaging the relationship, not someone who is venomous, poisonous in your life, that's like ruining you in any way. That's not the relationship I'm talking about here. This is one where people are self-aware and they're doing the necessary work, for this specific spread with the toxic behaviors, friendship, and divine love. So for some of you, this is a relationship that's rebuilding the foundation within you, but also the foundation that you're going to share with this person, with The Ten of Pentacles is like a strong foundation where there is longevity, there's stability, there's security, there's safety, there's abundance, there's family, there's legacy there, you know? So we're putting this all together. We'll see at the bottom of that. The Emperor, yeah, somebody has, it's about taking control, taking authority, not being controlling, because that will be the Emperor in reverse. Toxic, narcissistic, selfish, greedy, cold, heartless. This is the King of Kings. He embodies we had the King of Swords, we had the King of Pentacles show up. You know, it'd be cool. We had the King of Cups and the King of Wands underneath, but but it's like you have to take authority over your life. Whoever you have to take, I'm talking to you, the water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. You gotta, you know, take control. Take control over your emotions, not where you're controlling and trying to turn the wheel of fortune the way you want it to go. No, it's about you going with the flow, but you having mastery over yourself, over your emotions, and making the right decisions, making the right choices with the Two of Wands, choosing the right path for yourself, and following your heart, following what you value, what you care about, what you love. And remember, we had the follow card earlier too. You know, follow your true north, your North Star. That's what's the most important thing, especially in this relationship, you know? Like if you put everything together, if you're following your intuition, you're seeing things clearly, you're gaining the wisdom from your own experiences and also from your intuitive insights, messages, downloads, you're getting intuitive nudges, and you're starting to change your perspective with new perception. Like all of this could all be like all the good that's coming towards you. But it's a matter of you putting in all the work, you know? So I hope this reading was helpful to you, water sign energy. I hope that you enjoyed it. If it resonates with you in the best way possible. If it does, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. My name is Tan. Artemis Oracle is my channel. Artemis. So I hope to see you later on today. Later on today, I'm going to be doing super chats. Mini reads, that's going to be 1111, but it has to be USD currency. So if you're living in another country, you have to check the currency exchange for your country to 1111 USD. That's the only way I'll do a 3-card mini read. Now, I'm going to be doing yes or no questions, but it's going to be for subscribers. One question only, because I don't know. And if like I go through the line and then I already read the yes or no question for people, then you get another opportunity to ask for as long as I stay, but no more than 3 times. But first I have to answer anyone's question who I hadn't answered before yours. But if you want a mini read, a 3-card spread, that's going to be 1111, and it's only for those who can afford it. That's only for those who have it, you know. Like I said, if you don't have it, you could just ask a yes or no question and I'll answer that for free. But I will let you know. So I'll be most likely going on around 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. I will schedule the live. If anything comes up where I don't, I will post something in the community tab so you can see. But if not, I will schedule that live stream. And then I'll also put a pinned comment so you know exactly what I'll just basically repeat everything I just said to you about 1111, all that stuff. But I thank you so much for being here, for taking the time to listen to the messages. I hope they resonate with you in the best way possible. Feel free to share the video, the replay with someone who you may think it may resonate with. And thank you so much again. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or evening, and I hope to see you next time. Take care, everyone. Bye.